Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at how to remove the hard drive or SSD from the Microsoft Surface Book 2. A little preface on why I'm removing this hard drive. I somehow managed to brick my Windows system and BIOS menu while doing the Windows 11 22H2 update, and using all the different combinations that I researched, I wasn't able to get to a boot menu or the BIOS menu. And as you can see, I just left my computer on and it just wouldn't progress past the screen. So to start with, on iFixit.com, they say that the whole screen and digitizer is attached by glue on the edges to the tablet portion. So I'm going around with a hair dryer and trying to heat up the glue so it's a little bit more pliable. This was actually where my first mistake was, as I didn't heat it up for nearly as long as it needed to. Realistically, I should have been heating this for maybe 5 to 10 more minutes than I actually did. So here I'm attaching a suction cup to try to help lift the screen up as I use my pry tool to get under the screen and slowly edge it out. And here is where my fruits, my errors paid off, as I end up cracking and spiderwebbing the edge of the screen. So right away, if you are attempting to take this Surface Book 2 apart, make sure you heat up all the sides very well, as even on the iFixit website, they say the Surface Book 2 has a repairability score of 1 out of 10. So realistically, unless you're an expert, you're gonna have a hard time. So at this point, I've already cracked the screen to the point where I don't think it's going to be repairable. So I just go along the edge and start shaving off as much glass as I can. And I ran into the problem of not wearing gloves and having all this shards of glass splintering everywhere and just causing more problems than necessary. But as you can see, I was able to cut it all along the edge and rip the screen up like a ripper doc. Here you see me playing around with the display connectors that join the screen and the motherboard, and I was thinking about taking it apart, but at this point the screen was screwed, so I didn't even care. Looking at the internals, you can see the black area is where the motherboard is sitting, and the gray white areas is where the battery is. And if you look at the bottom right corner, that is where our SSD is located at. So here's what happens when I did try to turn on the screen after the whole solution was enacted, and I get all these colorful new wallpapers, but nothing actually usable. So at this point, I realized I didn't have the right sized SAR screwdriver, so I just went in with the pry tool next to all the screws and just pried the motherboard off from its standoffs, and easily enough it popped off right away. And finally, we get to the SSD enclosure, where all you really have to do is pry it apart, the flimsy aluminum or metal that's enclosing it, and wiggle it right off. And that's how you get your SSD out from the Microsoft Surface Book 2. Thanks for watching, hit all the buttons, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks.